Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're diving into something super cool. We are going to look at how artificial intelligence is getting much smarter at understanding the world around us. You know, AI is already pretty great at answering basic questions, right? But when we give it really tough jobs, it needs a better way to learn and remember. So we're going to explore this awesome new tech that helps AI literally connect the dots. It makes the AI act way less like a simple robot and a lot more like a super smart detective. Let's get into it.
Now, you might be wondering, how does an AI remember things and answer really hard, complicated questions without just getting totally confused? Well, when you ask an AI something, it doesn't just pull from its own brain. It actually goes out and searches through a massive library of information to find your answer. But what happens when the answer isn't just sitting neatly on one single page? What if the AI has to read like 10 different books to figure out the whole story? That's where things can get a little messy.
Okay, so think about it like this. Standard AI search is basically like handing a librarian a giant open book. You ask them to find a specific word, and they just flip through looking for pages that have words matching what you asked for. It's super fast, and hey, it works perfectly if you just need one quick fact. It's kind of like looking for a single puzzle piece in a big box.
But there is a big problem when that simple search fails. Because, you see, looking for just one puzzle piece doesn't work when we actually need to see the whole picture. What if your question means the AI has to understand how different events link together? The old way of searching just falls apart. First off, information is scattered everywhere. Maybe part of the answer is in Chapter 1, and the rest is way over in Chapter 10. Simple search usually misses that connection. Second, it can't see the big picture. It only looks at tiny little chunks of words. And third, it really struggles with connected ideas. If you ask what we call a multi-hop question, where the AI has to hop like a frog from one fact to a second fact just to figure out the final answer, simple search gets totally lost.
So what is the solution? Meet the knowledge graph.
To fix this whole getting lost problem, AI uses a knowledge graph. Try to picture a detective's evidence board from a mystery movie. You know, the kind with pictures pinned to a corkboard and all that red string connecting everything together? Tech companies like Microsoft call this tool GraphRag. Instead of just making a boring list of words, the AI acts just like that detective. It figures out who the people are, what places matter, and exactly how they all interact with each other. It literally builds a map of knowledge.
Now, to understand how this map works, you really only need to know two simple words. The first word is node. Just think of nodes as the dots on our detective board. A node is a real, concrete thing. It could be a person, like Albert Einstein. It could be a place, a company, or even a big idea. Basically, every important piece of information gets its very own dot on the board.
The second word you need to know is edge. Edges are the lines. They're that red string connecting the dots together. An edge shows exactly how two nodes are related to one another. For example, if you have one dot for Albert Einstein and another dot for theory of relativity, the line connecting them would simply say, developed by. And boom, now the AI has a clear, step-by-step path to follow when it answers your questions.
So where does this map actually live? Let's talk about spreadsheets versus graph databases. You might be thinking, we can't just put this huge detective board in a normal computer folder, right? First, we have what's called a tabular database. This is what most people use every day. It's very rigid and strict, kind of like your class schedule at school, just a grid with neat little rows and columns. It's honestly pretty terrible for tracking how things connect. But then we have a graph database. This is super flexible. It's built to hold a giant glowing web of connections. In this database, how the facts relate to each other is just as important as the facts themselves.
Let's look at graph search in action and see exactly how it connects the dots. When we give the AI one of these flexible graph databases, it can do what we call a graph search. And the absolute easiest way to understand this hopping around is to imagine taking a subway train. Say you want to get all the way across the city. Usually, one train won't take you the whole way, right? So, step 1, you start at your first dot, station A. Step 2, you ride the line and make a transfer at station B. And step 3, you follow the next line to finally arrive at station C, your final answer. The AI rides these connecting lines to find answers that a normal simple search would completely miss.
Here's a great real-world example to put that into perspective. Let's say you ask the AI to find every type of computer storage from a company like Amazon. A simple search might only find 4 types because the information is hidden across a bunch of different pages. It completely misses half the story. But the graph search, it starts at the computer, follows the line that says uses storage, and easily gathers all 9 types. Following the lines gives you a perfect, complete answer every single time.
Which brings us to why all of this matters so much for making smarter AI.
See, we're moving way past the days of AI just giving us simple trivia facts. We want AI to be a really smart helper, and that takes deep understanding. Simple search is fast, sure, and great for easy stuff, but it completely misses the big picture. Graph search connects those dots. And because the AI can actually see how facts map out, it is way less likely to just make things up. When an AI makes a mistake and invents an answer, tech experts call that a hallucination. Graph search helps stop that. It shows its work, which means we can actually trust it.
And experts are absolutely thrilled about this. Jonathan Larson, a top data expert over at Microsoft, said, "We see enormous potential for business productivity as Graph RAG takes us beyond the limitations of naive RAG." Basically, he's saying this takes us way beyond the old, simple way of searching. He pointed out that people are already using this map-making superpower to solve some of the world's toughest problems, from inventing new medicines to figuring out really complicated science puzzles.
It is just amazing to think about how far this tech has come. AI isn't just reading words on a page anymore. It is building a whole web of knowledge. It understands cause and effect. It sees the big picture, kind of like we do. So I want to leave you with this thought. If AI can now connect the dots across millions of pages of information, what great mysteries of our world is it going to help us solve next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, keep asking great questions.